everybody, we are on to our next category, aren't we? And what are we making next, Piper?
Cookies.
What kind of cookies?
Ball cookies.
Ball cookies, yes. We're making ball cookies, honestly we are. And there are these ones right here, aren't they? Yes. But we'll move these out of the way so that Miss Piper is not snacking. And we are going to put our ingredients into this container, aren't we, kiddo? It's kind of nice being able, more than kind of nice, it is really nice being able to have Piper here today again to be able to make these protein bars, or balls. But what I'm excited about, beyond the fact that we're going to use our plant protein again, and this time we're using vanilla plant protein, right?
I like vanilla.
You like vanilla, I like vanilla too. Do you put pineapple in your vanilla plant protein?
No.
Oh, you should, it's so good. You pretend when you're drinking it that you're sitting on the beach? Do you think so? You having a plant protein pina colada? It's really important that as you are taking kids into the kitchen that you're teaching them why it is that you're using things. It's important to let them feel and touch and really be able to learn more than just standing there and, you know, constantly being scolded. Kids are very curious. So why not involve them and then they'll be able to have a better relationship with food. Yes, dear?
Why can't we dump all of them in there?
Well, we're going to do it one at a time. Okay?
How about this one, this one, this one, no. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, very good. You are smarty pants. What is this here? Molasses?
Molasses.
We'll start putting the ingredients in here as Piper's a little excited to be able to taste everything. So this is molasses. And we like molasses, don't we? Mix, 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 that's right. I really like this recipe. One of the things that I appreciate is the fact that you can do it in a small batch so that you don't have to worry about a whole bunch of protein balls that you have to use up. Not that these ones would last very long, but I would much rather do things in smaller batches and then have them go quickly. So the next thing that we're going to use is almond butter.
Almond butter?
Yes. So did you want to hold this one here?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to pour it in there? Auntie will use this. Are you going to do it all? Cool, you do that. No, pour it right into this container here, remember? Into here, because that's where we're going to mix it. So while Piper is pouring the almond butter, I'm going to kind of dive into these lovely little bottles I have here. And this is our Mayo Clinical Grade Essential Oil. CJ and True Style really went over and above with their Mayo oils because they're of a clinical grade. So I can be 100% confident that every time I open a bottle, that it is not only be really good for my family, but I know because of the testing that they created, that it is actually true to what it says it's going to be. You're going to have to hang on here, Chicky Poo. Cooking with kids is an absolute blast, and you just sometimes just got to go with the flow of it. So Piper's going to do what most 4-year-old kids do. And Piper is going to continue to lick the almond butter off of the container. So I have to wonder to myself, did she really make the mess on purpose? Or is it something that just accidentally happened and Mr. Nobody did it? So let's go with that one. And wipe up some almond butter here. Because we want to make sure our surface is pretty clean, right?
Do we need this next?
We do need that next, but just hang on a second here. We're going to get this cleaned up so we don't get it all over the place. So now what's this one here? Is this ground flax? Yes. And we're going to post the recipes, and that way you have them, because I know I'm not going through the measurements. But anyways, for those that are wanting to know, it's 1/4 cup of ground flax seeds. I just buy whole flax seeds and then I grind them down. And I really appreciate being able to add them in so many things nowadays. So go ahead and put that into that container there, please. Yep, the big dump. Awesome. Thanks, Chicky Poo. Okay, we're gonna put in the ground almonds now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so put the ground almonds in, please. Awesome. She's got the shaking thing down pat. Like totally down pat. Next is ground coconut. Yeah, go ahead, put it in there.
Careful.
Gotta give it kind of a pat on the butt. There you go. That's a good girl. We got this figured out, don't we?
Now, Dave.
Now we get to use these, don't we? We get to use some allspice, and I get to use my new measuring spoons that Velvet gave me this today. And it's what they actually say, a pinch and a smidgen and a dash. So for this here, we need a smidgen of allspice. Okay, we need to put some allspice in here, honey bun. Let Auntie see this. And then you can dump it. But we gotta, oh, there we go. Can you put that in the container too? Or part of it on your wrist? We must have had that much too much in there, hey? Yeah. Give it a tap. Now, this is what I love. I love these oils. You know, there's so many different things that we can do with them.
Can I try and do it?
Absolutely, you can try and do this because you are my helper, right? And things always taste better when you share. Can you put 1 drop of the clove oil in there?
Yep.
Just 1, very carefully. Here, Auntie, you put your hand, my hand over here. That's 1. Very, very good. I love this cloves. Hang on, just slow down there, girlfriend. Okay, I really like these cloves. And I discovered at Christmas time when I was doing some playing with malted sugar that our oils are so very strong. Just let Auntie see that for a minute, okay, please? Our oils are so very concentrated that you really want to make sure how much flavoring you're putting in whatever it is that you are making with, especially the clove oil. It's pretty rank. I was making a batch of lollipops and I thought, oh, I'll put 3 drops in. And the 3 drops, I'm sure froze my gums for hours after I had tried it. So please be very careful and always make sure and wash your hands when you're done using oils because you don't want them to end up where it's a little sensitive. So the clove oil, and the next we're going to use the nutmeg. Now this nutmeg is super concentrated. Nutmeg has some really awesome properties to it, and it can actually be used also to be used for sore muscles, which I was really cool. I knew nothing about oils until, like, other than canola oil, sunflower oil, olive oil, those kind of oils, right? I had no idea of essential oils. I'd heard of them, but I had never even dove into looking into them. And then when Dr. Plant joined our company and we were able to really experience what really good essential oils are all about, I dove right in. And I think you got enough love shaking in there, girlfriend. You good to go? So what we're going to do is with this ginger, for the amount that the recipe calls for, I'm just going to kind of give you an idea. So rather than putting in a whole drop and having the ginger to be so overpowering, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the lid on it, but I'm going to put it on a little loose, and I'm just going to shake the bottle so there's literally just a little bit of residual that's going to come off of the cap of the oil, that little bit, and that way you don't take a risk of overpowering whatever it is that you're cooking. That's like thyme oil, oregano oil. Those also you have to be very careful on because a little bit of basil and a little bit of thyme and oregano goes a long way. I think Piper is in high gear today and a little excited about being able to help everybody, aren't you? So next we're going to use the cinnamon. Are we going to put that in there? Yeah. There we go. Is it coming? Okay, let's give it a little love. There we are. Had to give it a little shake. So that, you put all this in and you put it in your food processor, and after you've combined all of your ingredients, what you're going to end up with is something like this, where it's extremely pliable, and I guess Piper has decided that she needs to go and work off some of her energy, and we just have to accept that, don't we? Because she's 4, and she's had enough of having to play by everybody else's rules. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this graham cracker crumbs. Now this is a gluten-free one, okay? I appreciate the quality of the gluten-free products that are available nowadays, rather than when I first started dabbling in gluten-free, doing some specialized catering, that what we have available to us now compared to what was even out there 4 years ago, I would eat this and not even know that it is gluten-free. So what you want to do with this mixture is just simply after that, it's not overly tacky, but it's still got a little bit of gumminess to it, is just roll it through your graham crumbs. Normally you have a kid do this and just hope to heck that they're not licking off their fingers in between making each ball, or which we know which ones are theirs, right? So I put this mixture in the fridge overnight, just in an airtight container. And I have a house full of very honest taste buds. So what I'm going to do is, these are the airtight containers that I like to use in my fridge. I'm a huge fan of network marketing and the products available, and I absolutely swear by Tupperware. So I'm going to put a plug out there for all the Tupperware ladies that are watching this right now. Don't forget to call somebody that's like me, that has a whole bunch of really interesting ingredients in my cupboard, and I want to make sure that they last for a long time. I want to make sure they use a product like Tupperware. Make sure that this is tried and tested, and one of the things we like to do in Zija is we like to be able to combine efforts. So today, if it wasn't for the Woods and Vanessa May, who was once a Wood, I wouldn't have been able to do any of this today. So I'm going to have you guys come in and taste these gingerbread protein balls that Farmer Joe here, young Liam, is absolutely in love with. So he's, oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes on the run. Hello, Farmer Joe. Would you like one? That would be a yes. He really likes these. I think he's working on like at least his 10th or 11th one. So if everybody else wants to go ahead and have one, I will take this.